Solo Promoter Podcast, the show that is one guy talking about tabletop pro wrestling and fighting games, including Filsinger Games, Legends of Wrestling, Champions of the Galaxy, Go Fight Pal, and much more. Welcome to the show. My name is Grant Pachoco. This is episode number 99. Now, before we get going here, I want to send a special thank you out to all the members of the Golden Circle. The Golden Circle are people who support this show and the other content at solopromoter.com. If you would like to become a Solo Promoter Golden Circle channel member, head on over to solopromoter.com and click the join button. You can also find the link to join under just about any video I have over at solopromoter.com. So we would love to have you as a Golden Circle channel member, and a big shout out to all those who are Golden Circle channel members right now. Well, let's take a look at what's been happening on my tabletop since the last podcast. Right now, I've been focusing a lot on Go Fight Pal. I've been playing a lot of Go Fight Pal. I'm creeping closer to card number 100. I played card number 92 last night, and I'm kind of looking to wrap up a few things and get more on a schedule, just in terms of making sure that each sector in my Go Fight Pal universe gets fair time on my table. Now, if you're not familiar with Go Fight Pal, imagine different territories. So there's like one big overarching umbrella organization, and then there are different territories throughout the galaxy, I guess you would say. So that's kind of how I play it. People play it different ways, and right now, this is how I play it. I may be teetering on the edge of having too many sectors or too many territories, and I'm kind of looking at card 100 to either solidify that or to shake things up. I'm not 100% sure, because here's the thing. When you are playing, if it becomes a task, you are not playing anymore. It's become a chore. It has become work. So I am looking at card 100 to either formulate how I'm going to play this going forward, or to use card 100 to completely blow everything up and strip it down to a much easier, manageable thing. So right now, I don't know what I'm doing in terms of which way I'm leaning towards that, but stay tuned to all the Go Fight Pal stuff on my channel, and you will see where it goes in the future. I got all the new Filsinger Games releases. If you saw the video, I did an unboxing, and I got everything organized and put in a top loaders, and I put my cards with the different feds. Right now, I am adding the cards to FG Assistant, the great app to use to play Filsinger Game stuff on your desktop computer. You can check out more at patreon.com/FG Assistant. And that's not the main place I'm playing. I'm playing a lot on my tabletop, but I do like having all the cards in there for the various online projects that I do. Now, when I say all the cards, I mean all the Legends cards. I do slowly enter in the Champions of the Galaxy cards, but since I'm sort of building the universe from the very beginning there, I only have sort of the early classics cards added in there right now. But very excited with the new Filsinger Games releases, and super excited to start getting those on the table and playing them in a regular fashion. Well, let's head to the main topic for today. And the main topic is my personal top 5 game releases for the year 2024. Now, I will say this at the top. These are all just my opinion. You will likely disagree with some or all of my choices for my top 5, and that is absolutely fine. That's what makes America great, man. We all have our opinions. Now, my opinions are correct, but no, I'm kidding. So these are all my top 5 releases for 2024. Now, I do want to start with a bit of a note, and that is that one of the major wrestling game releases for the year was for Face to the Mat, the Wrestling American Federation 2025 Stars set came out. And it came out around Black Friday. I received this set as a Christmas gift. I'm recording this on December 27th, 2024. I received that as a Christmas gift. You may have seen it in my Christmas haul video, but I have not had a chance to open it. I want to do a video where I open it and where I go through it. So for the purposes of this top 5 game releases of 2024, I am not counting the Face to the Mat Wrestling America Federation 2025 Stars card set as part of that releases. Now, maybe it could go to my top 5, knowing kind of how I view Face to the Mat in terms of a wrestling game. It's fine. It's not something where I'm never sitting around going, ooh, I wish I was playing Face to the Mat. When I do play it, I like it. I enjoy it. But it's not something like Filsinger Games or Legends of Wrestling or Go Fight Pow where I'm like, ooh, I wish I could get back to the table and play that. So probably this set would not make the top 5 list. But to any Face to the Mat fans out there, I'm just saying, I haven't looked at it. I haven't reviewed it. I can't count it as a top 5 thing because I've literally had it for 2 days and I haven't taken a look at it. So I will take a look at it. Maybe it will reach the top 5 for next year. I don't know. We shall see. Now, as is the tradition when people do their top 5s, they like to do honorable mentions. So I am going to do one honorable mention and only one honorable mention. Well, it is kind of 2 honorable mentions, but they are honorable mentions for the same reason, so that's why I'm counting them as one. My honorable mentions for 2024 are Champions of the Galaxy Promoter Prime and Champions of the Galaxy Myth Worlds Bonus Pack. These were 2 releases through the year that kind of dovetailed in with the main Champions of the Galaxy storyline. And not all of the Promoter Prime cards did, but a lot of the Promoter Prime cards did. And the Myth Worlds bonus pack boosted and upgraded and, modified some of the cards that were in the current COTG storyline, which is Myth Worlds, Multiverse 1 Myth Worlds. I love this. I think I said this in the my hopes and predictions, not predictions, but my hopes for 2025, that we see more of this. I would love it if the entire COTG Promoter Prime was all related to the Prime storyline. I know they probably will not do that. But I would love it if that's what it was. And I would love to see more bonus packs in the future. That would be really great. And I think, as I said, I talked about all this in my wish list episode, so I'm not going to harp on it. But those 2 releases, for the reasons that they dovetail into the main universe, and I love getting stuff for the main universe, those are my honorable mentions. Coming in at number 5 is the Champions of the Galaxy main release for 2024, Multiverse 1 Myth Worlds. I really like this set. I think the move to this Myth Worlds place is really interesting. I think we got a ton of fun new characters. The characters from Olympus were instant personal favorites of mine. I've had so much fun with the Ring of Power and the battle over the Ring of Power. That's one of my top storylines right now. I've been having a lot of fun playing this game edition. Now, that said, and I think I've said this before, I think the roster is a little bit too big. And I think more people could have stayed back. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but I think that some people probably might have been better served had they remained back in 2139 or 2140 or wherever the moment that they were taken away from, because the roster is just a little bit too big for my liking. I am hoping that maybe for the next set, Godsend or whoever does sort of a little bit of a roster trim, because I think a real interesting story would be the people who were taken into Myth Worlds. They live this whole life in Myth Worlds, and when they go back, there's some even heavy hitters, some members of the roster who didn't go, and everyone has to adjust to this new reality where some people lived this whole other life while a second passed back in 2139 or 2140. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I know that there was some people liked it, some people didn't. That's fine. I liked it, and that's why it is number 5 on my list of top game releases for 2024. Moving on to number 4 is a release from The Squared Circle, the game The Squared Circle by S.T. Patrick, and that is the MidSouth book. This is the Watts book. It came out on September 5th, and it really energized my playing of The Squared Circle again. I have to say, I was really looking forward to the Memphis book, and when the Memphis book came out, I thought that the wrestling raffle chart and the TV chart they just became a little repetitive because I would find myself rolling the same options over and over again. And so when the MidSouth book came out, I was like, okay, I'm going to play a few games of this and see how it goes. And I loved it. It also helps that I brought in the quick play rules, so matches weren't taking as long as they normally do. I really liked this game edition. It does help that last year I really started watching episode by episode MidSouth, so I was familiar with a lot of the characters in the MidSouth book. But I think this is a really strong thing. And after kind of what I felt, and this is all my opinion, was a little bit of the letdown of the Memphis book, not in terms of stats, just in terms of the wrestling raffle chart and how results came out there. This was a great surprise, and I loved playing the MidSouth book, and I still am. So that is my number 4 spot, the Squared Circles MidSouth Game Edition. Number 3 is the Go Fight Pow Fight Pass for 2024. If you are a subscriber over at solopromoter.com, you know that Go Fight Pow is regular rotation on my channel, and you know that when the Fight Pass cards come out, I love doing what's called the Fight Pass Gauntlet, and very, very cool. Crimson Cross and Eric, the Conditioner, made a special belt, a Go Fight Pow Fight Pass Gauntlet belt because they enjoyed what I was doing. And so I love the Fight Pass releases. I love you get 2 new cards every month, and then this past year, there were IPW Impact Pro Wrestling cards every other month, so you got 6 bonus cards, and the card releases had an overarching storyline that made this year really fun with Go Fight Pow. The cards ship on time, you get 2 cards per month. Who doesn't like getting a little envelope in the mail with new game cards? I mean, that is a lot of fun. You have to check out the Go Fight Pow Fight Pass. It's just really great. And the other thing I will say is, if you are interested in Go Fight Pow and you're interested in the Go Fight Pow Fight Pass, go buy the back years as quickly as you can, because each year, one of the old years slips away and is never going to be sold again. So check out your Go Fight Pow Fight Pass for 2024 and all the years. But that is my number 3 spot. Number 2, we are staying in the world of Go Fight Pow, and that is the Black Friday game releases. Now, I know, I'm putting 3 or 4 different game editions on one level, but I'm counting them all as one, and the reason this is number 2, and I think you're going to follow, you're already way ahead of me. The reason this is number 2 is because on Black Friday, November 28th, 2024, several Go Fight Pow sets went on sale. Go Fight Pow Ground Zero, which is a 17-card set. Secrets of the Go Fight Pow, which was a 3-card set. League of Future Grapplers First Class, which was an 8-card set. And you could get an early bird pricing for the 2025 Fight Pass and get some bonus cards in there as well. All of these things went up for order You could order them individually or you could order them in bundles on November 28th, 2024. Friends, by Tuesday of the next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I had those cards in my hand. It was one of the best buying and receiving experiences from any game company this year. And I think other game companies could really look at this as a way to do things. Because the stuff was ordered on Friday. I had the stuff in hand by Tuesday. And the stuff was it's not just shipping from right down the road here in California. It was shipping from the middle of the country. And it got out to me that quickly. So that is why it's number 2. I'm putting all the Black Friday releases, not necessarily because the specific releases, which are all awesome, but because of the speed in which the Go Fight Pow company took the orders and got the stuff ready to go out and got the stuff into players' hands. That is amazing, and that is why that is number 2. All right, here we go. Number 1, and I can already hear people complaining about this one. Number 1, my number 1 choice for the top game release of 2024 is from Filsinger Games, and it is the Legends Expansion Pack 12. It was released in December of 2024, and I know I can already hear people saying, wait, but the Tragos Thez release had Bruno Sammartino. Yeah, I know it did. And I understand, while not a huge fan of Bruno Sammartino, not that there's nothing wrong with him. I just never watched him. I do not have any problem with Bruno Sammartino. I am strictly going by the set and how many cards I can use in my own personal feds out of the set. The Tragos Thez set was awesome. Bruno Sammartino is huge. It is legendary to get a name like Bruno Sammartino in the game. It gives us hope for the future for other big names that we might get. But besides him, which I probably wouldn't even use in my personal fed, Haku is the other name of somebody I would use from that set. The rest of the names, they're all very awesome. I am not discounting them. I'm just talking about my personal fed. I probably would not use a lot of them. Maybe the Tom Pritchard in my Portland fed, because right now I was using before that, I was using the tag version of Tom Pritchard, so that's one I might swap out too. But when you look at Legends Expansion 12, there are so many names who instantly will get sorted into my feds. Butch Reed, Hercules Hernandez, come on. Jim Powers, Percy Pringle III, Steve Lombardi, Tony Atlas. Those people have spots in my fed right now and are going to be used. So when you look at it just in terms of numbers of cards that I will use versus cards that will sit in my collection, and I'm very happy to have them in my collection, and this is not a slant against the names of the wrestlers, so you don't need to go tell Bruno Sammartino's family that I don't think his card is good, because I get it. I get why Bruno Sammartino was important. But for me, personally, Legends Expansion Pack 12 is the Legends set to beat for 2024, just in sheer numbers of cards that get instant usability in my feds. Well, that is it for my top 5 for 2024. I would love to know your top 5 for 2024. So let me know what reached the top for you. Comment wherever you're listening to this and let me know. I would love to hear that. And that is going to do it for this episode number 99. Let me know what you would like to hear for episode 100. I am all ears. Let me know what you think you would like to hear for episode 100. Maybe I go back and talk about my early Fed results. Maybe I just give a topic on my thoughts, give a talk on my thoughts on playing. Maybe you have some other idea. I would love to hear it. Leave me a comment and let me know what you would like to hear for episode 100, if I can even talk that far. If you have a topic you'd like the show to cover, leave it in the comments. Make sure to subscribe or follow wherever you're listening to this. You can check out my personal feds at gwfpromoter.com and lowpromoter.com. The theme song is American Guy by Throwing Toasters, used by permission and available on Apple Music, Spotify, and anywhere you get your music. This podcast is not affiliated in any way with any gaming company or their subsidiaries. It's purely for entertainment purposes. This episode is copyright 2024 Saturday Morning Media Grant Pachoco, executive producer. All rights reserved. www.saturdaymorningmedia.com.